The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on it. He missed the complete. That is crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
Good evening, race fans. I'm Adam Young. Chicagoland Speedway and the Premier Racing League welcome you to the Chicago 150. We look forward to 100 laps of V8 pick-em-up truck fast-paced speedway racing action. Joining me tonight are the Lumberjack, Sean Ambrose, and the man behind the curtain running the show, Amjad Yaman. He'll be using cameras provided by Dougie Beard. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty in the American Pool Supply Truck Series. After tonight, we've got 6 races left in the season. The points battle at the top is tight, and it got even tighter with a big win by James Carhula over Jeff Ward the last time these guys hit the track in Dover. And I'll tell you what, go look at that results on the Premier Racing League website. The margin of victory, not all that much. Just telling you that. So, Sean, tonight though, contrast to the last 2 stops these guys have had at New Hampshire and Dover, we have a very fast, momentum-based track that we're going to be on here for tonight.
There's 106 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark out, and we're wearing sunglasses. And with that, I give you Chicagoland Speedway, this 1.5-mile tri-oval speedway right here in Joliet, Illinois, southwest just to Chicago. Speedway opened in 2001 and currently hosts NASCAR races, including the opening event there in the playoffs. Now, until 2011, the Speedway also hosted the IndyCar series, and trust me, they need to come back because this place is all full fast. Route 66 Raceway, just adjacent to the track here, both owned and operated by International Speedway Corporation. Adam, it's a bad fast track, and the truck's here. You're going to see how fast it is tonight because I'm hearing not a lot of lifting and certainly not using that brake pedal. Let's get an idea, though, what it really is like when we hop on board the GSRC truck for a lap around Chicagoland.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. I'm Brian Yazek, taking you for a spin around the Chicagoland Speedway in the GSRC Chevrolet Silverado. Chicagoland is a fun little 1.5-mile oval, gives the drivers a lot of room to run, and it's just a lot of fun in this truck. So down into turn 1, let it float the bottom, roll out of the gas just for a split second, back all the way full throttle, hug that white line, drive it straight out here to the fence, make sure not to touch it. Down the somewhat curved backstretch, down into turn 3, you're really only rolling out about half throttle, back into about that point in the corner, back into the gas, all the way out of the corner. For qualifying times, you might see guys run all the way down here on this flat surface. A little bit quicker, but not really banked, so it could be an issue later in the race. Still, you might be able to run up there in that second groove as the run progresses, but I still think the winner today is going to be the one that can make their truck work on the bottom, coming off the corner the best. Down into turn 3 once again, out of the gas about halfway, let it roll, and then find a set back into the gas right about there. Driving it straight out towards the wall, out of turn 4, onto the apron, across the line, and that's going to complete our track guide here around the Chicagoland Speedway. I'm Brian Yazek. Enjoy the show.
And once again, that's a quick lap around Chicagoland Speedway. And yeah, not a lot of lifting goes on here. In fact, we're hearing from these guys out there here tonight, there's probably going to be none, unless maybe you're in a little bit of traffic. But even then, we'll just have to see how things plan out. All right, so with tonight, what do we got going on? Well, overall, we're looking at this is going to be the 25th round of 31 here for this season. We are looking at round 4 of 10 for the fall segment. So in both championships right now, between the fall championship and the overall championship, we're right at the tail end of things. Race distance here for tonight, we're going 150 miles. That's going to be 100 laps of this 1.5 mile facility. There are no fast repairs in this series, and of course, being an oval race, you do have cautions on board. Now, at halfway point, at lap 50 here for tonight, the drivers are going to get bonus points for being in the top 10. And with that said, Sean, we've got to review the point standings because as we go through the tail end of this season, that's obviously going to be a pretty big deal.
Hey, Adam, did you see that? It's lap 50, the halfway mark there.
Hey, don't judge my math.
It's that fuzzy math, that new math. All right, now here we go. The season standings after Dover as they sit. James Grahula sitting on top. That big win last week really, really helped. Brian Yazik knocking on his door now. They're in second, 8 points behind. A little bit further back to Tyler Dalton. But listen, all Tyler Dalton has got to do is maybe win one or two of these things going down the stretch. And he's in contention. Rick Thompson, Jeff Gow, Jeff Ward all knotted up there for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Go a little bit further back to Christian Johnston, Snoop Doggy Don Runkle, and Brad Collins. But that is your top 10 here in the overall season standings. Look, let's take a look at the fall standings here and see where everybody sits. Jeff Ward on top of those currently. Now, James Grahula, again, really helped himself with that big win last week that was not on GSRC, unfortunately. I will tell you that James Grahula won by a fender, Adam, a fender. Let's see, and on a last lap pass, Tyler Dalton in third, right there with Brian Yazik. Those two are going to be slugging it out here. Wins very important to both of those drivers down the stretch. Woody Mahan, Paul Pepper, Rick Thompson, Derek Paulson, Travis McQuistion, John Wilco. Any one of those spots right there, 5th on back, that belongs to any one of those drivers that want to step up and get some consistent point finishes. I'm not sure if Woodrow is going with Woodrow this evening or Woody. It doesn't matter. I don't see him on the driver's list here.
Yeah, you may be taking a night off. But right now, you can see right there on your leaderboard what we're looking at as far as qualifying here so far. James Grahula on the early top part, but we'll see if Jeff Ward unseats him here, and indeed he does. So Jeff Ward going to the early pole position. And that's... I wasn't able to see it myself, Sean, but I've heard rumors, and you mentioned it was the fender. I mentioned the pre-race show that the margin of victory was not by that much, but we've got a little bit of a fun showing here the last couple of weeks between Ward and Grahula, don't we?
Yeah, indeed. Now, listen, I think anybody who's tuned in to a PRL broadcast here, the Premier Racing League, sometime over the past couple months, kind of has an idea of who's been really just kicking everybody in the pants here, and it's been Jeff Ward. Okay, Ward is definitely the guy to beat week in, week out, whether it be in a truck or in the Cup cars. And he runs on Tuesday nights in the Xfinity machine. So a little rivalry never hurts. James Grahula, I'm telling you right now, he is free, easy, and feeling good. And that win last week brought a lot of excitement into his life. James Grahula is shot. He's hot right now, and he might be shot out of a cannon here when we get started. I look to see him somewhere up near the top here in qualifying. Right now, his 2 laps in, he currently sits second. So time got away from me there. I realized we were qualifying. But yeah, James sitting right there on the front row looks to maybe hold that position.
Now, for the overall championship, of course, Jeff Ward's missed a couple races, even though I think he's won, 9 or 10 of these things. The missed races is what's keeping him out of the championship fight. But the top of the charts right now, we got Grahula and Yazik. With Yazik, I think it was 8 points was the difference between the two. Now, those two are friends, and Sean, you know them a little bit better than I do, too. Are they ribbing each other hard right now over who might ultimately win this championship here in about another month or so when we get to the end?
Yeah, they are, absolutely. It's all in good fun, though, man. It really is. They are friends and have been for quite some time. So, and don't just race here; they race elsewhere, in other leagues together. So, yeah, no, I think everything is cool there. It's been fun watching them on this charge here. You know, I still think they've got trouble ahead if they get a little too full of themselves, because Tyler Dalton is lurking, and Ward obviously a little bit too far behind to make this up. But you still have to show up. You have to make these races, and you still have to have a decent finish. So they're going to need to be on their toes.
Now, you mentioned Tyler Dalton in there, and of course we know that he does have a little bit of a hot shoe that you keep saying that he's going to win one of these one day. But, he's kind of also had some bad luck here for this season. What's going to be the key to him to also be able to try to get back up there in that championship fight?
Well, you did say luck, right? that would be the first thing to start with. Now, you know what? Tyler just needs to keep doing what Tyler's been doing. He just needs to be consistent and try and stay out of the trouble. Maybe when you're close to somebody, maybe you don't get that close if it's lap 15 and you still got 85 ahead of you. Just maybe be a little bit more aware of your surroundings and keep your head down and keep driving hard, because that will get you a win here at some point. He is so close on speed. I really do think the biggest factor for Tyler Dalton is going to be luck. He needs a little bit of luck from the other racing gods.
Well, Devin Cannon here starting his second lap. I'll let him finish up here before we give the pole award away, but he is down on the charts right now, running at about 13th in this qualifying, beginning to wrap up here at Chicagoland Speedway, and I do believe he is going to be the last car that is going to go ahead and take a time. Drops off the apron. We've seen a lot of guys do that here for tonight, trying to get those extra hundredths of a second as he comes across the line, and he's able to get himself back up into 11th position, so just outside the top 10. Good job, Devin. And with that, we're going to be able to give the NP3 Designs Pole Award to, surprise, Jeff Ward by 3 thousandths of a second over James Cahoula.
He gets it wound up, starting down there on the apron, getting that speed on the flat, and makes that transition back up, keeps it right down there on the line, just like you would at the Daytona or Talladega. This much like a super speedway here, taking the shortest way around here.
Yeah, and including that Daytona Talladega analogy, starts right there on the warm-up lap when you're kind of taking that highway around and getting that thing wound up. So, and then of course dropping off the apron and trying to get those seconds. So, Jeff Ward is very fast. He's going to be racing again here for tonight, and right alongside James Cahoula, starting alongside of him. So. As that starts, we're getting ready to grid up, and the Naval Station Great Lakes Color Guard coming onto the track with the nation's colors. Well, we got qualifying session officially wrapping up. All the trucks have been off track, and now we'll get ready for this race coming up here in a few minutes. Sean, before we give everybody the grid, any thoughts here as far as what you've seen in practice and what might lead into the race?
Yeah, I have a thought. It's highly probable Jeff Ward wins this race.
Wow.
I mean, he put it on the poll. He put it on the
you aren't a
poll.
gambling man, are you?
No. I did have the Giants to cover the spread today, though, and well, they did. So, in a loss. But anyway, no, man, I just think Jeff Ward's going to be awful hard to beat. But James Krahula has the momentum right now, and he could challenge Brian Yazik thirsty for another win. Why not? So, we'll see. But I do think it's highly probable if Ward can stay out of trouble, then he's going to be fine.
Well, speaking of Jeff Ward on the pole here for tonight, as we go ahead and show you the starting order. Alongside him, going to be James Krahula.
All right, row 2 is going to be Brian Yazik and Tim Johnston.
Sitting third in the championship standings. Need a little bit of help to get things going his way, but consistent finishes would also do great. Tyler Dalton in 5th. Justin Rodden starting in 6th here tonight.
The freshly tattooed millionaire Snoop Doggy Don Runkle starting 7th, and 8th goes to Tommy Ryan.
Jeff Gow starting in row 5. Derek Paulson in 10th.
Row 6 going to go to Devin Cannon and Jonathan Lawrence.
John Rodden starting in 13th, and Andrew Jones starting in 14th.
All right, and I'll take the last 3 here. Jeff Ryan in 15th, John Wilco 16th, and Stephen Herring, the last of 8 Carolina drivers here this evening, starting 17th.
Well, there they go, rolling off here. The start of the pace lap, and we'll be getting up to speed here in a little bit. As far as early on, expect some high-speed action, maybe even resembling a little bit of a super speedway race, right, Sean?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, I after talking to some of these drivers, watching the times in practice, we are in for a super speedway race here in these trucks. It's not a lot of lifting. Now that's out there by yourself, okay? Obviously here, navigating traffic and being kind to your fellow man is going to result in a little give and take, but don't look for much of it here early. I think they're going to be really jockeying for position. No fast repairs. You better take care of these trucks tonight.
And really what I think these guys are doing with having Chicagoland like this before is they're giving me my taste of Talladega, since I can't make the Talladega race here in a couple of weeks. But of course GSRC will still be there as these guys are rounding turns 3 and 4. And we'll be taking the green flag here in just a moment, just waiting for that pace car to pull off. Jeff Ward and James Krahula starting at the top of the field. Pace car is off. They are on the gas. Jeff Ward getting a great jump there on James Krahula on the outside of the front row. In fact, James Krahula looks like he might actually have to fight off Brian Yazik already right away here right after the green. Yazik's going to slide into 2nd. James Krahula is going to slot into 3rd. And behind on them is going to be Tim Johnston.
Yeah, and Yazik went right down onto the apron there and followed Jeff Ward basically, and that's what gave him the position. Still a couple of trucks side by side. It's Don Runkle and Tommy Ryan.
Right now, the top 3 in your championship fight after starting this race. Right now, they are running 2nd, 3rd, and now 4th is Tyler Dalton's going to make a move on Tim Johnston.
He does. Tyler Dalton up to 4th with a good move there. Don Runkle back here having to fight off a charge from Jeff Gow. Gal's got himself to the inside, got a wheel and a fender in there. Coming down through turn 3, he's going to get a nice run down there on the bottom.
Nobody really anxious to take that high line as far as an actual driving line here so far. Everybody's trying to stick to the bottom. You can run that high line, but you do lose a little bit of time. Tim Johnston now having to fight off Justin Rodden heading into turn 1. Justin Rodden's going to take that position. Move Justin Rodden into that 5th spot.
Yeah, Tim dropped a couple here since the start. Just hasn't seemed to settle in yet.
And Jeff Gow looks like Don Runkle Jr. is trying to come back on him. They're side by side going down the front straightaway. We'll see who gets the advantage here going into 1, but Don Runkle Jr. does have the inside line. That 00 machine, we'll see. Jeff Gow going to have a little bit of momentum here on the exit of 2. He's able to use that momentum to keep Don Runkle Jr. back there, at least right now, but that's only going to last going down the back straightaway. Jeff Gow trying to squeeze him down just a little bit. Can't do much just yet. I don't think he can chop down his nose. Don Runkle Jr. coming back on the inside. That inside line right now, that definitely seems like the preferred way around this racetrack, huh, Sean?
Yeah, but you know what? The rubber will start to come in on the top side. There's a few guys staying committed to that. One of them is Tommy Ryan right now up there, and he's got Jonathan Lawrence right in front of him. But like the work here, Snoop Doggy Don Runkle is putting in a 0-0 up there. He's now he just lost the position officially to Gal. Finally gets around. But Runkle putting in some pretty good work there in his Steel Horse Racing Toyota.
Well, all 17 drivers have had a clean start to the Chicago 150 here for tonight. Jeff Ward currently sitting in the lead, but trailing just behind him, and just kind of testing the water, seeing how the air feels. Back there is Brian Yazik, and then James Krahula right now sitting in third. One move that's been trying to be made is now Jeff Gow has been able to separate himself a little bit from Don Runkle Jr., trying to make a play here on Tim Johnston.
Yeah, and actually Don decided to move up to the top of the track there, and it's kind of paid off for him in spades, because now he's getting a run here at Gow. Looks to the inside as they come off the exit of 2. Runkle sailing down the backstretch here.
And Tim Johnston playing both lines really well right now. I think a large part of why Don Runkle was able to get that run on Jeff Gow is I think Tim Johnston was able to kill Jeff Gow's momentum just a little bit, and that's kind of saved him from getting past him again. Is Tim Johnston, after having a decent start, started in 4th, was trying to slip a few spots right there, but now kind of stabilized right now in 6th position with Jeff Gow and Don Runkle Jr. running behind him. But now Jeff Gow has cleared Don Runkle Jr. and getting a set once again on Tim Johnston. Looking back behind those guys, we've got Don Runkle Jr. now have to fight. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide here. Almost 3 wide. As I think Jonathan Lawrence did back out of it just a touch, along with Devin Cannon, to kind of prevent that situation right there.
Yeah.
And look who's lurking back there. Just kind of biding his time right now is Tommy Ryan right at the tail end of that little pack.
Lawrence goes to the bottom to try and take this away from Snoop Doggy Don. Lawrence going to come across the line. He's going to have the spot, but can Don hang on up top here? Maybe get it back. No, Lawrence going to slide up right in front of him, break Don's momentum there. And Cannon coming up the track a little bit right next to Don Runkle. Side by side down the back.
Not missing anything up front right now. As far as your front runners, it is still Ward, Yazik, and Krahula back there. So the battle on the racetrack is actually back here. We've seen it from the front, looking out the front of Tommy Ryan's vehicle, and these guys have been racing here for the last little bit, and I do think they're finally starting to get a little bit nose to tail, and maybe try to kill some time. And of course, as soon as I say that, Devin Cannon gets a run on Don Runkle Jr., and maybe Tommy Ryan going to try to follow him here.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where we missed it, but Andrew Jones had trouble somewhere on track. Heavy right front damage on his truck right now. Going to make it really, really tough for him to continue to compete as long as the green flag stays out. We actually have a replay of it.
Yeah, Amjad Yaman, our director tonight, is on the ball better than his 2 announcers. So he was able to find the replay to see what happens here. Looks like maybe, did he just drift a little high coming out of 2 there?
Yeah, I think so. He smacks it pretty good.
And a nice little trip there going through the grass, right on board.
Now, it didn't kill the truck. I mean, he's about a half second off pace. Although just back in the grass, had more trouble getting off of turn 2. I don't know what he's going to do here. Still on track, but man, the leaders are going to be catching him here pretty soon.
Ooh, Johnston getting a head full of steam now. He took the P5 seconds ago, and he's going to go ahead and go for 4 as Tyler Dalton kind of gets slowed up just a little bit. In fact, Tyler Dalton might even lose another spot to Jeff Gow. These are spots he cannot afford to lose.
Look at Gow go.
In fact, he's going to try to... Oh, lovely contact. Tim Johnston
that's not going to end
well.
well.
Oh, Tyler Dalton, can he save the truck? Big wreck back there.
Oh, no. That's a mess.
Tommy Ryan, Tim Johnston, Tyler Dalton, Don Runkle Jr. A couple of real fast guys involved in this one.
Yeah.
Tommy Ryan's just decided to call it a night.
And we had a couple trucks that just drove right through there. Boy, awful fast.
You know, and it looked like Tyler Dalton had the thing saved until one of those trucks that drove through there just plowed into him. Oh, big hit by Jonathan Lawrence. We'll have to see. Tim Johnston has decided to call it a night after that. So the USAA truck is done. Tyler Dalton's still on track with significant rear end damage. But you know, the thing with Tyler Dalton, obviously the one of the main points contenders involved in that one, is the front end of his truck looks clean, Sean. And obviously that's where the air hits first, so he might still be able to get out there as long as nothing's bent up too bad in the rear.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some damage to repair here on the pit lane. Too many trucks involved in that too soon. We'd gotten off to such a great start too. And the race really mauled by that incident. So many trucks caught up into that.
Oh, and I think Yazik might have gotten Krahula off pit road. That's one way to make up positions. We'll see what iRacing determines here. I think, at least according to iRacing, Krahula just barely edged him, maybe. So we're going to go ahead and we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on GSRC. Welcome back to the Chicago 150. At least as of now, Tyler Dalton still on pit road, so that's third place in the points with an issue. Jeff Ward is going to lead him back to green. Wait for the pace car to pull off. There it goes. Jeff Ward is on the gas. He is away. Great start from Jeff Ward, and Yazik is following right in his tire tracks. Is he going to be able to take second here away from James Krahula? And indeed he is. James Krahula slots into third. Behind him, still side by side with Jeff Gow, who really had a head full of steam before all that. And then Devin Cannon.
Yeah, and look at Cannon go. He seems to be hooked up now, right there in James Krahula's wake. Gow going to slot in there to fifth. Gow looked like almost he was going to take a look there on the inside. He does not. He backs off just a bit.
Yeah, which was a little wise. It looked like Devin Cannon caught the apron just a little bit, shot his truck. You can see Tyler Dalton out there on the outside. I don't know, maybe Tyler was just trying to get the repairs done and missed time when the start was going to happen, but he is going to be a lap down here. So these guys are, well, pretty spirited race right now up front, particularly through the middle part of the pack. As the first battle I see right now, John Wilco getting around the damaged truck of John Rod. John Rod has a little bit of right front fender damage out of all that.
Jeff Ryan trying to hold off Derek Paulson. Ryan now actually in 6th. He started back in 15th. His truck is clean, but being chased by the truck, another clean truck in Derek Paulson. Those two going to be getting hooked up here pretty quick.
Yeah, speaking of pretty quick, here in the next few laps, these guys will be catching the damaged truck of Don Runkle Jr., so that'll be something to have to pay attention to, especially if they get to racing side by side before then. On your screen right now, the battle between Devin Cannon and Jeff Gow. Jeff Gow gets a little bit of a head full of steam there on him, but it's going to neglect to take a move. He's just going to go ahead and just ride it out there into the wake of Devin Cannon.
Yeah, and what started off as a pretty good race for Don Runkle, not going to end well. He is really off pace right now, about 5 seconds from the rest of the guys. So, going to be, hopefully he'll be out of the way. They should clear him pretty quick, I guess is my point, Adam.
Yep, just going to depend on when they catch him. And in fact, Don Runkle Jr. just going to get onto the apron and just let everybody by here. So, right now, we'll look at your front part of the field. You can see right there, top 3, Jeff Ward, Yas, and Krahula, all there on your screen. Widen out a little bit, you'll see Devin Cannon and Jeff Gow back there as well. Battle right now for 6th and 7th positions. Derek Paulson and Jeff Ryan right now running side by side. Jeff Ryan is going to go ahead and fall back right into the line with Derek Paulson here. Try to get a little bit of momentum back after not being able to complete that pass on him. Outside of that, right now, everybody pretty much running nose to tail right along the bottom of the track. But one guy that seems like he has a little bit of momentum might be Yazik right up front. We'll have to see if he's going to make a play here on the lead. Indeed, he's going to go ahead and get on the inside. Jeff Ward right underneath him. Moving Yazik up into first place at least here for a little bit, but Ward is going to have the momentum on the outside, carrying him down the back straightaway, heading into turn 3. Yazik does have that preferred inside line. Jeff Ward's going to go way up the banking, and that's going to allow James Kahula to move by, at least here for the moment, and maybe even at the line. See if he's able to keep sole possession of second place here going into turn 1. And indeed he does. So that shuffles things up just a little bit. Yazik, Krahula, Ward now running 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I don't think Jeff Ward's concerned about that any one bit. I will say this, that just a little bit of shuffling there brings Devin Cannon and Jeff Gow a little bit closer into the picture. And here we go again. Jeff Ward now goes to the inside, making a move on Krahula. They split up that draft once more. Cannon, Gow creep into this picture a little bit more and more every time they do that.
And as we've already seen with Tyler Dalton, you do not want to be back there in the pack just because even if something little happens, it could affect your race in obviously a big way. So James Kahula does not want to let those guys get back up there any closer than he has to. So discretion, the better part of valor, going to tuck right back in behind Jeff Ward and just try to ride this thing out.
Ryan and Stephen Herring, Jeff Ryan and Stephen Herring having a little competition now. Herring trying to get that 7th spot away. Hasn't completed it yet. Jeff Ryan fighting back here from the top. Yeah, and Herring just didn't seem like he could make it stick down there. Here comes John Wilco trying to get around Herring. Boy, Herring just didn't seem to be very comfortable down there on that white line. He lost time, literally. And Jeff Ryan, again, takes the 7th position away from Herring. And Herring got to be very careful here because John Wilco maybe looking to take advantage of what may be a weakness for Herring.
As the leaders right now passing Tyler Dalton once more here. With Jeff Gow, one thing that we were looking at, or you might have seen just a minute ago, is Jeff Gow getting around Devin Cannon. In fact, Devin just got on the radio, let him know that he could have the position. I think he's a little bit more comfortable riding back behind him right now. So we are now getting ready to hit lap 30. Keep clicking off the laps as now we got a battle up front. Is Jeff Ward was starting to think about maybe trying to do something with Yazik here.
Not over yet for that lap, but Ward going to go back in the attack here on this one.
Oh, I have a feeling we're not going to be done till the last lap of this one.
Oh, Jeff Gall spinning. Jeff Gall was spinning.
Is he able to save it?
And now Cannon is spinning. Devin Cannon spinning. Oh, he's down on the
Derek Paulson's
grass.
loose.
Paulson. Oh, did Paulson make it all the way down to the wall?
No, he's able to keep it out of the wall. So the biggest thing that hurts him is time.
Cannon in the middle of the track, getting away very, very slow. We've got a replay.
Not sure what happened. Watch Gao just gets loose.
Yeah, he loses. It was right next to Devin Cannon, and I don't know exactly what happened with Cannon, but he started to turn, and Paulson making an evasive move. He spins.
While that was going on, Jeff Ward, move him back to P1. That's right, Jeff Ward back in P1 with Yazik in second, Krahula back in third as your top three, especially after the Gao Cannon incident back there, just kind of shot away from the rest of the field.
Well, that is very bad news for Derek Paulson and for Devin Cannon, especially because the leaders are not far behind them now.
Yeah,
really just separated by a turn here.
And I've been watching Jeff Gao. His truck has not been the same since then, and he is coming down pit road.
Oh, Jeff Ward got loose there coming out of two. Big mistake for Jeff Ward. Yazik gets by. Now Krahula goes by. We've got a replay of it. Watch what happens to his truck in the center of the turn. There's your leader, Jeff Ward in the 89. Right here as he comes out of two, the car starts to drift and slide.
So about the same place that we started seeing the Jeff Gao and Devin Cannon. It says Yazik gets a little bit loose coming out of two now. Well, this is one part our pre-race intelligence sources neglected to inform us. Yazik really loose. Wow. Big wobble there out of Yazik.
It seems like almost 20 laps in on this run of tires, and boy, they're not liking that exit off of turn two, are they?
No, they are not. I would not be surprised. I'm going to go ahead and jump on board on my own screen here with some of these guys, see if maybe they're going to be starting to lift coming out of two. They might have to, just for the simple fact of trying to keep the car under control. Riding on board now with Yazik. We'll next time going around 1 and 2, we're going to stay quiet. We're just going to listen to the engine note here. We're just going to stay quiet, listen to the engine note, see if they're lifting. I don't know about you, Sean, but I definitely heard a little bit of play with the throttle there.
Yeah. Just a little bit, yeah. Yeah, that's being careful. Wow. Tell you what, that's not going to be the last of the trouble we see there. Look what's going on here. These three just shuffling around, having a little bit of fun. Yazik taking a look.
Breaking a little loose. Ooh, Ward breaking a little loose. These are some ill-handling race trucks with some of the best drivers that you can find behind the wheel of a loose race truck and still racing side by side with it like this.
Well, they say loose is fast, but loose is a little scary right now for me.
You just have to think what would happen to the complexion of this race if something were to happen up front with these three guys right now. So after all that shuffling around a little bit, we're back to Krahula 1, Yazik 2, Ward 3rd. And we'll see if we start seeing more movement here going around into turn 1. Turn 2 right now, especially from the middle off, seems to be the real trouble spot for these guys. And that's going to be our point of focus here, especially now having to try to get around some lap traffic now as well. That is the lap vehicle of Justin Rodden that they are getting around, and also Tyler Dalton.
Well, right now, the first truck, I believe, in line to get his lap back, should we get a caution, is Jeff Gao. No, I'm sorry. It's Justin Rod.
Yeah, I think with that move right there, it became Justin Rod a minute ago. And Krahula now showing a little bit of signs, getting loose out of 4, seeing him having trouble keeping it planted.
Oh, boy. Watch out here. Look at Ward.
Oh, we're going to go 3 wide. Why not? Oh, Jeff Ward thinks better of it. And probably a wise choice. I think these guys can run side by side loose. I don't know about 3 wide.
Little Chevy dominance here this evening. The Silverado, the truck of choice here up front.
And being a Ford boy, yes, that does break my heart just a little bit.
You need a Ford to pony up and put a truck out here.
I'm amazed with these ill-handling race trucks right now. And Zoe Yazik, are they able to stay out of them? Everybody stays.
Wow. Look at these 3.
Wow.
Man. Yeah, we can't forget about the battle that's going on back here between Andrew Jones and John Wilco. Wilco up 12 spots right now. Andrew Jones trying to take this spot away from him. The 59 has been strong, but the 62 making a run. That attempt was a little costly, but now he's going to drive it down off the hill, get up alongside of Andrew Jones. Ooh,
and don't forget, Andrew Jones at the beginning of this race ran into his own trouble and has had to recover from it. So he's driving a pretty good race right now. Even despite everybody else's troubles, I think he'd be doing pretty good at this moment.
Oh, look at that. That was really smart. He was able to use a little bit of draft there from Tyler Dalton. Kind of use him there, get a little help with that momentum, but wasn't quite enough. Andrew Jones hangs on.
And so now, just to add insult to my injury, that puts Chevy now 1, 2, 3, 4. Just saying. These guys are about 8 seconds back behind the leaders. And even the lead battle right now is just kind of tapered off. I think after that moment with Yazik, everybody's just kind of laying back here just a little bit, just waiting maybe for a round of green flag pit stops here before too long and try to get some fresh Goodyears on these things.
I think anyone who's come out of turn 2 is probably thinking the same thing. Yeah, fresh Goodyears now, please. I've checked in with just about every truck in the field right now, and I don't think any of them have been immune to that condition there off of 2.
Let's see. I'm going to go back here and look at some lap times. We went green on lap 18, I believe. And coming out of the gate, these guys are running at about 29.7s. Now we're down to about 30.7s. And so really, despite the ill-handling nature of these trucks right now, they've only lost a second off the speeds that they had when there was fresh rubber on the trucks. So I think that goes back to the whole loose is fast thing, but yeah, you kind of don't want to be on the edge of control right now.
Yeah, well, control is something they don't have a whole lot of right now, Adam. We've seen it, well, let's face it, the trucks that are out of the race wish they'd had a little bit more control early. We're seeing a good one here, man. I mean, once we disposed of that last caution flag and got back to racing, this has been pretty exciting to watch. 8th place in contention here. Watch out, Derek Paulson. He's going to get around John Rodden. Does it from the bottom.
This battle's only about a half straightaway ahead of your leaders here. So obviously have to keep an eye on them, make sure we don't have any kind of random contract. And here we go. James Kahula.
Oh, Ward hits it hard.
Oh, that is not insignificant contact there out of Jeff Ward. He is off the pace going down the backstretch right now.
It just broke loose on him. You're going to see this here. You want to say dirty air, whatever. Everybody's had the same problem. It just starts to break loose on him there in the middle of the turn. And now the caution's out.
Speedway. Jeff Ryan here in a minute.
Yeah, here we go. Jeff Ryan, that truck starts to turn, and then unfortunately it takes the right turn back into the wall. And I believe he's popped the motor on that truck. It's hurting bad.
And I think he tried to roll it to get it off the racing line before the yellow came out, but was unsuccessful. Although I can think of a couple guys that didn't complain about the yellow coming out. Unfortunately, though, for Jeff Ryan, who was 6th place at the time of the incident, that is going to probably claim his night. I got to tell you that this could not have happened at a better time for Jeff Ward.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so we are going to have a lucky dog, and that is going to be Justin Rodden is going to be your coastal safety auditor's lucky dogs. Bring Brutus out on track. Let him out of his kennel for a little bit, and he's going to go ahead and chew on the back bumper of Justin Rodden all the way back around to the tail end of the field.
All right. Coastal Safety Auditors, your one-stop shop for fire, life, and safety equipment. And it is now time to announce the halfway award winner. Take it away.
Which goes to James Kahula getting the maximum points here at halfway with Brian Yasik behind him. So add another tick of James Kahula getting a little bit closer to Brian Yasik in the overall point battle here. So there you go. As they're heading down pit road, we'll see what happens. Very tight battle last time coming off between James Kahula and Brian Yasik. We'll see if that repeats itself here.
So James Kahula and the Coastal Safety Auditors Silverado is your American Pool Supply halfway award winner. American Pool Supply # the pool is clean. And Kahula is going to win that race off of pit road, Adam.
All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and take our own little break here real quick. We'll be right back here on GSRC. Well, we're getting ready to come back to green here at the Premier Racing League American Pool Supply Truck Series. James Kahula is going to be starting alongside Brian Yazik for the front row here on the restart. Jeff Ward tried to get some damage repaired. He's going to be restarting back in 9th, and Jeff Gow took the wave around. He's going to be running on 14-lap old tires, but it does get him back on the lead lap after his troubles. Just waiting for the pace car to pull off here. Take that hard left. There it goes. We'll see what kind of jump James Kahula gets here. In fact, he does. He's on the gas as soon as that pace car pulls away. Unlike the previous restarts, Yazik is able to slide right down right away from second place into, well, second place on the inside. So Kahula, Yazik, Jones, Wilco, and then battle for 5th between Herring and then also Derek Paulson.
Boy, Kahula driving that truck like he stole it right now. Got a great start and is hanging on to it. Jeff Ward, though, back here in a real battle. Lots of trucks around him. Jeff Gow has latched onto his bumper and is now following. But Ward is going to have a lot of work to do back here from the 9th spot.
You know, and not to mention with a little bit of front end damage still on that pickup truck, so that'll obviously be hurting him a little bit. We have to use the draft. As it looks like John Wilco is going to make a move here on Andrew Jones going into 3.
Move completed.
Yeah, and so far Yazik has not been able to separate himself from those two guys, so Wilco might be trying to make a play here, maybe on second place. When was the last time we were able to say John Wilco making a play on second place in one of these races?
Oh boy, he's got himself really closer to Yazik. Kind of a scary moment there for me. Wilco peeking down there again. Here he goes. He's sending it at him.
He is. He feels it. He's got it here tonight. He's going to go ahead and take second place from Brian Yazik, move John Wilco. It may be the surprise of the night going into second position out there. In fact, sole possession is second, and he's going to go ahead and try to separate himself a little bit. We got a truck on its lid in the back.
Oh, boy. That was Devin Cannon. And it did not end well for him. Oof.
Once again, just kind of broke off to the right, and broke off to the left, broke loose, and then hooked right into that wall. Never actually got up on his lid, but the side of that truck might need a new paint job.
Yeah. You know, Jeff Ward's going to come right back up in front of him here. Ward kind of getting back onto the track off that apron. I don't know if that's him maybe lifting a little bit and then the truck snapping on him, or dirty air, whatever you want to call it, but that was really unfortunate for Cannon. He's just not able to save that truck, and boy, the damage was so heavy for him there.
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure his night's going to be over. And also to update people, Don Runkle Jr. and Jeff Ryan have unfortunately decided to call it a night as well after their incidents. Don Runkle Jr., of course, came out and tried to do something. But these guys already coming down pit road. Take a look at who's going to stay out here. Not so surprised about Jeff Ward staying out, but I am about Jeff Gow staying out. Look at that. That's a gutsy call right there. Huh. Okay, so Gow apparently at some point ended up back a lap down after he took the wave around a little while ago.
Yeah, he'll get the lucky dog now after the pits, I guess.
Yeah. So, see what happens here with this battle again. And Kahula is going to get the best, but Yazik is going to take back second position from John Wilco, at least as far as when they came down pit road. Obviously, you're going to have to shuffle everybody back one spot as Jeff Ward's decided to go ahead and stay out. Now, we'll see if Jeff Ward stays out here on the second time around, or if he's going to try to get some damage. But your coastal safety auditor's lucky dog, Jeff Gow. So I guess we'll move him back up onto the lead lap. My apologies, I thought he was back on the lead lap earlier. So we'll move him back on the lead lap, and he still has a fast truck and still a guy to keep an eye on.
Well, that's Coastal Safety Auditors, your one-stop shop for fire, life, and safety equipment. Congratulations, Jeff. Brutus making his second appearance of the night.
So Jeff Ward is indeed going to stay out on track. He's not going to come in, maybe try to get some of that damage repaired or anything like that. He's going to go ahead and take his chances. As the lights are still on the pace car, we're going to go at least another 2 times around here real quick. But right now, your top 3 is Ward, Krahula, and Yazik. Surprise there. But I've got to say, on that last restart, Sean, I was really surprised by the speed that John Wilco showed. And he started this race here tonight back in 16th position. He didn't put down a time. His practice speeds, he was 14th out of 16 trucks that put down practice speeds. So he's made a little bit of a surprise here as we go into the second half of this race.
Surprise or sandbagging? You take the pick. He's looked awful good. He really has. Back to what we were theorizing here about Jeff Ward and why he's out on track. Well, you know what? I don't think Jeff liked riding back there in 9th place. I think he was beginning to see how hard it was to maybe move up through the field and said, you know what? I think I'll take my chances on tires that are about 4-5 laps old here and see if I can keep myself up in front of the pack.
And we'll have to see how well that plays out for him. My biggest concern with Jeff Ward has got to be that front end damage, though. I think that his best position right now would be in second position, where he's able to ride behind the likes of Krahula or Yazik and keep the air off the front end of that truck. But we'll see how things play out here. We go back to green as the lights are now off on the Mustang pace car, so we'll be going back to green here this next time by.
Yeah, I don't know. I think his best chance for downforce is keeping that truck out in the clean air. I don't know. We'll see. But I like the call to stay out, and he's either going to prove me wrong or maybe he looked like a miserable failure as a crew chief. So one or the other. But hey, let's face it. This has been an exciting race here at Chicagoland tonight. Sure to get an exciting finish here when we get restarted.
Yep, and they are rolling down the back straightaway right now. So we'll run through it here real quick. Ward, Krahula, going to be starting 1-2 on the front road, followed by Yazik and Wilco in row 2. And then it'll be Jones and Derek Paulson behind them. And Stephen Herring alongside him will be John Rodden, and then Justin Rodden and Jeff Gow, and then Tyler Dalton taking the back end. Tyler Dalton definitely getting the Soldier Award here for tonight for soldiering on, trying to get every single point that he possibly can, despite his early difficulties and currently running 5 laps down. All right, Jeff Ward is away. He gets a good jump on James Krahula. James Krahula is going to slide into second. He's going to slow up Yazik just a little bit to do it, though. But we're right back to Ward, Krahula, and Yazik running 1, 2, 3. We're back under green flag conditions.
He basically said to Yazik, no soup for you. And just cut him off there. And Yazik still trying to gather things up here, not really getting a run at him yet. Look at Krahula, got really good momentum here heading into the turn.
And I think one person that actually hurt a little bit was John Wilco, who kind of lost a little bit of momentum, lost the spot briefly to Andrew Jones, who was able to get it right back. Look at that, we're going this. 3 wide for the P1.
Wow.
Might as well do it now, because in 20 laps, apparently you may not be able to do that. Yazik going to the front row.
They both get Ward there, kind of gang up on him.
And here comes Wilco on board.
Boy, Adam, maybe a little bit too early to tell, but I think maybe you had something there with that damage that Ward's got. That could be playing a bigger factor than I initially thought. Those tires as well. I mean, I didn't think 5 laps was a lot, but maybe it was more than we thought. Now Ward's finally able to hang enough. On.
Now, keep in mind, too, that it's also going to mean Jeff Ward's going to be having to fight a loose racetrack a few laps earlier than everybody else also, as John Wilco is now looking to take 3rd place away from Jeff Ward. Jeff Ward doing his best to try to fight back. John Wilco is going to carry a little momentum on the outside, but Jeff Ward diving to the inside. And he's going to go ahead and give up the ghost. He's going to surrender 3rd position to John Wilco. So move him up into 3rd. And John Wilco all over the back bumper right now of James Krahula. In fact, Yazik, I don't know if Yazik just got a little tight right there or what, but he's going to slow them both up. And here comes Wilco right there. All right, Yazik's going to lose the lead here to Krahula. And Wilco's going to slide in right behind Krahula.
I said it before the race started. That Krahula kid, he's pretty hot. back to the front again for him. Time to lead some more laps. Jeff Gow at the tail of this string here. These 8 trucks, any one of these 8 can get this thing. Gow making a move here on Steve Herring. Wilco now making a move up here, trying to take this
look
spot
at
away.
that. He led that lap too. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was his first lap led this season. I could be mistaken, but we'll see.
You might have something there, but the Fitbit Toyota looking pretty fit tonight. I'm wondering if he's got his Fitbit on right now and he's actually tied into the sim and, getting data back to him. Okay, that didn't work. Jeff Gow looking to the inside.
I'm looking up here sorry, Sean. I missed your joke. I was too busy reading some information here.
Jeff Ward getting past actually now. So we got Gow trying to make a move, and now Jeff Ward under attack from Andrew Jones.
Okay, so that would have been Wilco's 5th lap led this season. His first lap here, of course, he's led a couple more since. But his best finish here so far this season was a 7th, and that was at New Smyrna, and that was back in June. So definitely running pretty well tonight. He does have 4 top 10s on the season, and those were a 7th, an 8th, and 2 9ths. So John Wilco having himself just a fantastic night here so far at Chicagoland Speedway.
Jeff Gow really strong here on track. That truck continuing to make passes. He just got by Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones going to try and get it back, though. But Gow starting to reel in Yazik. I guess you could say Jones is, too. Yazik right now appears to be a little bit of a sitting duck there.
Now, Gow did come in after he took the lucky dog and came around. He did come in and get tires, so he does have fresh rubber on that truck. That was one thing we were talking about a little while ago. So he is on the move and has his sights set here. I think in just a second they're going to be on Brian Yazik.
Ooh, look who's coming back here, Jeff Ward. We're on board with Gow, but Jeff Ward just behind him. Jeff Ward now getting back to the front here, trying to pull off this move on Andrew Jones.
It seems like every time that truck just gets out into clean air, it almost seems to just kind of stop. Right now, I think he's able to ride around in the draft of Jeff Gow, but as soon as Jeff Gow moved up the track a little bit, it seemed like it killed all his momentum.
Well, Adam, John Wilco is starting to pull away, but does that come at a cost? With just under 30 laps left to go, do you still need to really conserve? I think you do. Nice to have that lead, but boy, don't burn it up getting there.
At the same point, though, what does John Wilco have to lose? He's sitting 11th right now in the standings. He's not in a championship fight. Go for broke and win the dang race if you can, and that's at least my philosophy on that. But, burn it up if you got them.
Yeah, okay, I'll roll with you on that. Boy, but you know what? I've never seen Jeff Ward have so much trouble trying to complete a pass. He's still back here fighting with Andrew Jones and just can't seem to do it. Again, the difference in tires and that little bit of damage just seemed to be enough of the difference right now that just honestly has Ward kind of just out there. What's the term I'm looking for? Not lame duck, but a wounded duck.
Wounded really. Duck. There you go. Right now, well, let's run through the field real quick while who's left out there while we've got a quick second. We'll start, of course, at the lead. John Wilco, he started in 16th position. Obviously, our big mover here for today. He's starting to lose some ground though to James Kahula, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. James Kahula in 2nd position. He's been up front all race long. Started in 2nd, running 2nd currently. Going back to Brian Yazik. one of those guys, doesn't need a whole lot of introduction. Guess what? Started in third. He's running third. He's been swapping positions up in front of the field all day long. And now Jeff Gow on the move right now. He started in ninth. He's up to fourth. And, well, he's got himself a pretty powerful race truck here right now. Andrew Jones running in fifth. Andrew Jones here tonight starting in 14th position. Another big mover. And underneath him right now is Jeff Ward. Jeff Ward started on the pole. He's trying to do his best with a damaged race truck to get back up toward the front, but you can see the struggles he's having with Andrew Jones right now.
Here goes
all right, so go back up to the front.
Krahula now gets to the inside, and Wilco with a little trouble there up top, almost loses it. That's going to open it up for Yazik. Yazik going to get to the inside. James Krahula to the front. He's got the lead. Now Yazik's got second.
I wonder if he hit the nail on the head there, Sean, a few minutes ago by talking about him burning up his tires. Maybe he was running a little bit too hard there too early. We'll see if maybe it'll settle down and start to even out now that he's behind these guys. But Krahula just caught him like he was standing still there for a moment.
Boy, Wilco really struggling. His truck slid right up in front of Jeff Gow. Jeff Gow had to completely get out of the throttle to avoid just running him over.
Yazik, I think Yazik has a little bit of a head full of steam here. I don't think it's enough, though, to be able to do anything. But we got another battle here. Jeff Ward, Andrew Jones. Jones ran Ward all the way down to the grass there going through the trial.
This battle between these two has been intense, man, for about 10 laps now. I think they're going to get tired of looking at each other here at some point.
Oh, Jeff Gow's loose.
Oh, no.
He was able to keep it out of all the other trucks.
Jones is spinning.
Jones is spinning. No, yellow flag.
Yeah, that's going to bring out the caution. Jones is spinning. Jeff Ward actually hit the wall. Look at this on the replay. You're going to see Ward. Well, watch what happens to Gow as the truck tries to break loose. Ward goes up, and he smacks the wall. Andrew Jones.
John Wilco says thank you.
Man,
that could have been a lot worse. And I don't.
Yeah.
That hit there, riding on board with him, didn't look as bad as it did from outside the truck. So maybe it didn't do any additional damage to his truck here. But if I'm Jeff Ward, and after having those troubles right there, I might come in and I might try to take as much damage repair as I possibly can here. Now, 20 laps to go in the race, you might as well. And I think that he can go ahead and get around them all. All right, so real quick, before we get the pit stops going underway, our lucky dog, Coastal Safety Auditor's lucky dog, will bring Brutus onto the track. Hey, Tyler Dalton, your persistence is paying off, buddy. You're going to get one of your 6 laps back here. Is the Coastal Safety Auditor's lucky dog is going to you.
Coastal Safety Auditors, your one-stop shop for fire, life, and safety equipment. Good job, Brutus.
John Wilco saying thank you to everybody for letting him lead a little while in this race. And he's pulling into his pit stall. Yazik is coming into his. Krahula into his. We'll see who's going to win this race off pit road.
I like Wilco's style. He was running good up there, man.
He was. And I think maybe this time he's got himself a real chance if he can just conserve. Yazik is going to get Krahula here.
It wasn't even really close, was it?
No, it wasn't. And Jeff Ward is going to beat out John Wilco. So move Ward into third. If I'm John Wilco, I am taking advantage of Jeff Ward's damaged truck as early as I possibly can.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Yeah, Wilco's got a legitimate shot here at a nice podium finish. Who knows? He maybe even a win. He got to the front once. He can do it again. Scott Eckrich in the chat says that the merchandise truck's out out front. I've got new stickers. I survived Jeff Gow at Chicagoland. Bumper stickers are available this evening.
Jeff Gow he's for such a fast truck. He's had himself his fair share of trouble here for tonight.
Yeah, that Chicagoland probably quickly falling on his list of tracks that he'd prefer to be at. But hey, listen, it's all in good fun here on a Sunday night. The Premier Racing League putting on another great show, as it does every week for us, whether it be in the cup cars or in the trucks. These guys, what a fun group, and always fun calling their races, man. The American Pool Supply Truck Series is a lot of fun, and you can check everything out you need to know about the Premier Racing League at their website, premierracingleague.com.
Well, we're at least going to be going around here one more time as the lights are still on your Mustang pace car. We'll see if they turn off as they come across the line here in just a moment. I think Krahula, just kind of looking at the language of his truck, he's itching a rear to go here. He's thinking he's got something for Yazik as the lights are off on the pace car.
James Krahula is having the time of his life this evening. Sorry.
I don't think he was about 30 or so laps, well, maybe 40 or so laps ago now. I don't think anybody was having the time of their life out there. But you know what? We're going to be restarting this thing with 16 laps to go. You're outside the realm of having the tires spontaneously break loose on you like what they were doing there a while back. So I'm guessing you're going full bore here right now.
You better be, because I think your opponents are going to be. Yeah, don't get caught out on this restart here. You need drag racer type reflexes here when the leader decides to drop the hammer. I think Yazik's going to play with him a little bit here. We're about to find out.
Yeah, we'll see here. That inside line has been the preferred line on every single restart here so far. Now we're going to have to see how Yazik's going to do it. Krahula is right up on him. We're waiting for the Mustang pace car to pull off. There it goes. Yazik once again gets a great jump. Krahula not so bad, but he's going to slot down right in front of Jeff Ward. There wasn't much room there at all, and I think that surprised even Jeff Ward. And Wilco also, I think it surprised a little bit, as he was kind of out of the gas waiting for something to happen. But that's going to put Jeff Ward in a position where he's right alongside James Krahula. And down the back straightaway, Krahula's going to have the advantage. Wilco, a little bit of contact off Andrew Jones' front end. They managed to save those trucks.
Wow, it's absolute craziness going on. John Rodden back there sliding around also. Krahula put the pinch on Ward there just a little bit. Yeah, it almost ended in tears.
Here comes Jeff Gow. Don't look now, but here comes Jeff Gow.
Yeah, here he goes. Andrew Jones. I don't think Andrew Jones is going to be able to stop him here. Yeah, there we go. Gow pulls it off. The pass is completed. Up to fifth. Wilco just up in front of him here.
Well, nobody is saving nothing now. We are going to the end of this race. Wreckers or checkers for a lot of these guys. But up front, you got Yazik, Krahula, and then now in third is John Wilco making a play on Jeff Ward. John Wilco is going to take back that podium spot from Jeff Ward with John Wilco back behind them. So there you go. Your top three right now is Yazik, Krahula, and now Wilco reclaiming that spot. But Jeff Gow is showing that he is one of the fastest trucks on the racetrack right now. He's going to take a look at the outside here of Jeff Ward.
Oh boy, this finish is going to be exciting indeed. Oh, Ward not able to do anything about this combination there at the outside of him.
Yeah, you can just see it, just the speed difference, the clean air on Jeff Gow's machine versus the clean air on Jeff Ward's machine, who has less drag, as I think that damage is really hurting Jeff Ward here at this point. I mean, he obviously has a fast truck and he's able to hang in there,
Yeah.
but he's losing ground little bit by little bit.
Well,
And
I
while
think
that's happening, John Wilco's pulling away.
I think pure skill and technique are the only thing that's keeping Ward even remotely close into this fight, to be honest with you. He doesn't have the truck to compete with these guys.
Oh, is that in the wall? That's
Boy.
Andrew Jones in the wall.
And he's going to be overtaken here real quick. Swallowed up by Paulson and John Rodden.
Very interested to see what Jeff Gow's lap time is going to be like here now that he is clear of Jeff Ward and in clean air. And he's got his targets now set on John Wilco here coming up in a minute. But your battle also up front between Yazik and Krahula right now. That gap staying steady, about 0.15 seconds between the two of them. So 0.15 of a second is all that separates your top two right now.
10 to go. Who wants it? Who wants it bad? Krahula, does he wait till the last lap to make a run at him? Does he try to go early? I don't know, man. A 1.5-mile track. You might, if you've got a move left in you, you might have to save it for the last lap. I just don't know. You want to risk maybe being overtaken again.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a counterpoint, Sean, if that's okay. If I might go ahead and try to start making that move about 2 or 3 laps ahead of time, because we've seen a couple of times where passes have taken a couple laps to make. You don't want to make your move too late and then run out of time.
That's true. I think you could look at it from both sides of the street. James really following in his tracks right now, having to have a little restraint, trying not to run him over.
You know, and don't forget, I mean, we got our focus on the top two here. We don't want to leave this focus, but John Wilco isn't going anywhere back there. He's not really gaining a lot. He's not really losing a lot. So if something were to happen between these two, John Wilco's right there to capitalize. He has enough space between them, I think, to go ahead and try to take evasive action. As James Krahula is just all over the back end of that. Maybe even a little bit of bump draft in there going on going into one.
I actually think he got Yazik there just a little bit as they got ready to approach turn one.
And looking at the lap times right now, Jeff Gow has kind of fallen off a little bit, so I don't think he's going to be a threat to John Wilco here just yet. Your battle right now is definitely for the top spot between Yazik and Krahula. Third place with John Wilco is kind of solidified right now, and the rest of the trucks are pretty much running nose to tail. So here is your battle, not only for the race, but on the racetrack. Krahula is just right there. I think he's just waiting to pounce.
Hey, and tough news for Tyler Dalton fans. Man, he finally parked it about 3 minutes ago. The motor finally let go on him. He's going to complete 83 laps tonight and going to wind up with an 11th place finish. So tough night for Tyler Dalton, but boy, he got out there and kept it running just as long as he could. And speaking of running, James Krahula still running for a win here. Right now, just about as close as he's been all night to really putting some legitimate pressure on Yazik. 4 laps to go this time by. Adam, I think the luckiest guy on the track might be John Wilco. We'll see.
We'll definitely see, but we know that these two up here are friends, but when they get out here, they are the fiercest of competitors. And really kind of showing it. Oh, James Krahula's in the wall.
Oh,
he's
man.
loose. He's flying to the inside. He's able to keep it out. No, slams the inside wall. And to make matters worse, there is no caution. Move John Wilco up in a second.
James taking it all in stride, but I know that was frustrating for him.
So John Wilco's getting on, encouraging Brian to show everybody what he can do here. He's going to come in here and slam that inside wall.
Yeah, that's a shame there for James. What could have been. James lamenting giving up the win and the points lead.
As he's coming down here to take 2 to go. Just commenting on how fun of a race it was. is Yazik now coming down into turn 3. Starting to see John Wilco lose a little bit of ground here to Jeff Gow. We'll have to keep an eye on that back there. I don't think Jeff Gow is going to have enough time to get to John Wilco, as Yazik's going to take your white flag. Going to come around this track one more time through 1. The truck looks stable. I think he's kind of backed off just a little bit to prevent anything from happening. Very, very clean lap here going on.
Hey, man, I don't know what's happened to Wilco, but he has slowed down a lot. I don't know if he's being careful. Go ahead and call the win.
Yeah, here comes Brian Yazik. He's coming down to the line.
Wilco's going to get beat.
Oh, and here comes
Gow gets second place. Gow gets it away from Wilco out of turn 4. Apologies
so
to
much
Brian Yazik.
So much for not having enough time to catch him there. Wow.
I guess Gal started soft pedaling or something, but look at this here, on board with Gal. Or I meant Wilco started soft pedaling it, and Gal gets this tremendous run at him. They get side by side, they make a little bit of contact. Wow.
Man, just for a race that we only had 17 drivers take the green flag, it sure happened. It had a lot to go in with it. And you see Brian Yazik take his donuts. Donuts, they taste good. We need donuts to be a sponsor of a series here on GSRC for moments like this.
Just generic donuts, or
hey, I'm just saying sponsorship opportunity for somebody. Anyway, hey, when we come back here in a few minutes, we're going to go ahead and show you your final rundown, talk to the top 3. We'll be right back. And what an exciting race for the Chicago 150 here from the American Pool Supply Truck Series at Chicagoland Speedway. and put on just a fantastic show here for tonight. There's a race that had a little bit of everything, from trucks randomly breaking loose to a couple of accidents that really changed the complexion of the race. And, well, what did we end up with? Well, another Brian Yazik win, who is going to go ahead and he's going to become your points leader here by 3 points. Now, Jeff Gow, what a fantastic last lap run to claim second away from John Wilco, who comes home in third. Derek Paulson in fourth. John Rodden, I believe they were saying that this is John Rodden's first top 5 finish. So congratulations to John Rodden. Jeff Ward coming home in sixth position after starting on the pole and just not being able to overcome a damaged truck. Andrew Jones at seventh. Stephen Herring at eighth. Justin Rodden coming home in ninth. And James Krahula, a heartbreaking 10th position after running so well in this race.
Wow. 11th goes to Tyler Dalton. 12th goes to Devin Cannon tonight. Jeff Ryan there in 13th. 14th, Snoop Doggy Don Runkle. Tim Johnston, 15th. 16th, going to go to Jonathan Lawrence. And Tommy Ryan, the great Tommy Ryan, 17th place. Tough night for him. Not a tough night for Brian Yazik, though. Put it out. Brian Yazik is in victory lane. And Brian, we're working on a donut sponsor for you. Right now it's just generic donut, like, Homer Simpson, just the generic donut.
Donuts.
What a battle out there, Brian.
That was that was a whole lot of fun right there. I thought it was just going to be flat out and hang on to it. And then, like 20 laps into a run, it was like I came on TeamSpeak and I said, guys, it kind of feels like I'm driving I'm walking through a minefield at night with clown shoes on, because it would just randomly go. And it was really funny because Jeff got out there and he got loose in two, and then I took the lead and I got loose in two, and then a couple laps later, Krahula took over, he got loose, and we were sliding all over the place. That was fun. Just a whole lot of fun. We didn't realize that the setup drove so heavy on the right rear, and it basically chewed it up more than the right front. So that I was hoping it was going to go without caution at the end, because I think I had enough saved in the bank to make a run at up at the front and get around everybody. And then we got the caution, so we had to run 15 qualifiers, and hey, we did all right there too.
You are now 3 points ahead in the points. That was your 5th win. What's that mean to you at this point of the season?
I mean, this time of year, that's huge. Being able to knock down a win and kind of capture the points, and do things, continuing in that manner. We still got a couple more races left in the season, and then, then we just all wind it down. But the whole goal is going to be to keep this HPP simulation, Loud Pedal Motorsports machine up at the front and up on top of the points. Just like we're doing over on the Cup side, we're going to try to do over here on the truck side.
And listen, Brian, I'm gonna pull you out in public here. I'm gonna out you,
okay? Because
I know you have recently, as in like the last day, are now starting your journey to quit smoking.
Yes.
Is that still working out for you here? I guess 20 hours into it.
Yeah. Let me look here. I got a little app that helps me through everything. And so far, we are smoke-free for 11 hours, 28 minutes, and 37 seconds. We've saved $3 so far. And we've added 2 hours back to the end of my life, and I've not spent 48 minutes smoking. So it's great. I've set a date way back in the summer that I wanted to do this because I'm going to be a husband next year, and probably very shortly after that, I'm going to be a father. So, those are both best enjoyed alive and being able to breathe. So we made the decision to get that, and it's been building towards that all year. And now the only smoking I do is when I rip these nice little donuts, smoky burnouts on the front stretch. So I think those are a lot healthier.
Listen, donuts will be the only thing you're smoking anymore. Well, listen, I started my journey back on May 24th. Had been smoking since the very early 80s, and boy, I feel pretty good these days. I haven't had one, so I support you in your journey. We all do. And brother, you know what? What a race tonight. Thanks a lot for bringing the entertainment, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and looking forward to finishing out this year, obviously, and then next year we're gonna be able to get every race for the truck series picked up next year by you guys. So that's gonna be really exciting, and we got a couple other things that we're working on behind the scenes to kind of make some of that stuff work out. So it's gonna be great. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and we'll catch y'all down the road.
All right, and that was Brian Yazik, our big winner tonight. And, well, Adam, I think you've caught up with the man who took down a surprising second place there in the closing lap.
Yeah, a guy that showed speed pretty much all night long, but had to overcome difficulty after difficulty, but ultimately comes home in second position. Jeff Gal, fantastic race, sir. Jeff Gal, you got us? Okay, so maybe a little bit of trouble there with Jeff Gal. So with that, we'll come back to him in a minute. We'll see if he's able to get it figured out. But Sean, we'll go ahead and bring in John Wilco here and let you talk to him.
John, dude, what happened on the last lap? That's the only really important question I have for you.
Well, I came in on the last lap, and I was talking to my teammate, telling him it's starting to push, and he's like, leave off, and I'm like, I'm giving it all I got, and then I saw a gal come underneath me, and I'm like, I'm running it to the grass and gonna take it, and we just came up a little short, but heck, we'll take it.
John, I'll tell you what, that was a great run to watch tonight out of you. I mean, you really, you got to lead some laps, and you came all the way from the back of the pack to do it. Just how much fun was that for you tonight?
It's been the most fun I've had in a long time in sim racing or anything, especially. I mean, PRL's got some really tough competition, and I owe it all to my teammate Steve Herring. I mean, he showed me the line, told me, you run this way, do that, and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been up there in the front, man. That was just really awesome to be up there running with Brian and James and everybody like that. It's something that doesn't happen very often for me.
Well, I listen. I speculated during the race that maybe you had the Fitbit tied into the sim. Is there any truth to that?
No, but I had it on my arm, and every caution I check it, and that little heart meter kept going up and up and up.
See, guys, I told you that Fitbit was coming into play somehow. Good stuff, man. John, congratulations. A lot of fun to have you on the podium tonight. Maybe we can get you another one next week.
Well, that would be very awesome. I appreciate everything that the Global Sim Racing Channel, PRL, American Pool Supply, I mean, everything they do for the league, and all you guys do is you just do a fantastic job. And I watch this every week, and it's so awesome. And I don't mean to hold on, but this is like my one chance in the spotlight, and I would really like to thank my teammates Steve Herring and Rich Jetty for all the help.
Hey, man, thank anybody else you want to right now. Your priest, your teacher, anybody. Go for it.
Well, the only other people would be my wife Robin, who's always there and lets me do what I want to do. So, and my sponsor, New Way Building Maintenance. They've been with me forever, and I'm just glad to have a great run tonight. Thank you guys again.
John, thank you, man. Love the enthusiasm. We'll see you next time, buddy. We might just have to get John back in here, whether he finishes on the podium or not.
Yeah, I think so. Here, we'll go ahead and bring Jeff Gow in here. We'll give him see if he is back around. Jeff Gow, you got us now?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry, guys.
Hey, you're all right, buddy. Hey, fantastic race out of you, and just a great job running down John Wilco there right at the tail of the race. I mean, you had to overcome difficulty after difficulty in this one. Run us through how things progressed for you.
Well, yeah, there was lots of difficulties, but they were self-imposed for the most part. I feel bad that first incident there took out a lot of guys. The truck just kept sliding up, and I tried letting off and turning more, and it just kept going on me. And well, you saw what happened the rest of the way. And then just over driving it a little bit and lost tires and had to spin out. I mean, I was able to be quick. I thought for the most part when I wasn't screwing myself over, but no, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I do believe that this is your best finish on a non-short track here for this year, but you've done really well on the short tracks, obviously, and we're going to turn right around out of here. We're going to Iowa next week. What are you thinking about your chances there?
I'm not even sure if I own the track, so we'll have to see. Yeah, this is definitely my best finish off of dirt, really. So I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, we'll see what happens next week.
And I'm going to say this: you're missing one of the best tracks on iRacing right there. So try to get your hands on Iowa, get some practice, and I guarantee you're going to like it there, Jeff. And anybody you'd like to thank here before we let you go?
Just the PRL League and you guys. I'm not officially sponsored by EB Games, so I'm not going to say anything.
All right. Well, hey, Jeff, you try to have yourself a good night. We'll see you here next week. So with that, Sean, before we wrap it up, any final thoughts out of you?
I'll tell you what, a lot of fun here at Chicagoland Speedway. It produced the type of race I really thought we were going to get. It's nice to get off of those little bull rings and get back to a 1.5 mile track that you can really stretch your legs on here in the truck. And it came with a bit of a twist. Listening to Yazik, I think he revealed they weren't really expecting that right rear to burn off quite like it did. And it gave us a little bit of excitement. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about it. That it was so surprising. All of a sudden, we have trucks breaking loose left and right, and that really, really changed the complexion of that race. And, well, we know where it got us with a Yazik win, a Jeff Gao second, and a Wilco third. So that's Chicagoland Speedway for you. And then, of course, we're going to return to action here in the Truck Series next week. So with that, a special thanks to the Premier Racing League for putting on the American Pool Supply Truck Series. Also, thanks to the software and hardware that we use for our broadcast. You can see there listed on your screen.
And also thanks to our musical contributors, Erica Coleman and Casey Lalonde, whose music you can find at the websites listed here on screen. For more information about future races, you can go see the list on our screen, or you can go to globalsimracingchannel.com. You can also find us on YouTube. If you go over there, just pop in Global Sim Racing Channel. You'll find us.
I think you just wanted to say screen in there one more time. Hey, we're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook.com/Global Sim Racing Channel. Hey, we're going back short track racing next week. I already ruined it. It's Iowa. Yeah, that's right. Iowa Speedway on tap next Sunday night. We hope to see you there at 9 p.m. Eastern. Congrats again to Brian Yazik. For Dougie Beard, I'm Jed Yaman and Sean Ambrose. I'm Adam Young. Race clean, race hard. We'll see you on the track.